being that it's about playfulness, I wanted to open with introductions in a fun environment, fun way. So, icebreakers. I would like everyone to introduce themselves one at a time. We'll start with you, Red. And you just tell me what's your name, where you're from, and like either sing or say your favorite karaoke, one line of your favorite karaoke song.
Karaoke song. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm Red Serino. I'm the president of HLO. And my favorite karaoke song would be, and that doesn't mean I would sing it. I would listen to somebody else sing it, is the one with Cher and her former husband, Bono, that did, what the heck's the name of that song? Can somebody help me? What was their famous song? I mean, it's way before I was even born, but.
I Got You, Babe.
Yes.
Nice.
That would be it.
Beautiful, thank you. Tim, what about you?
So my name is Tim Vole. I'm the vice president of the HLO organization. I guess as far as my favorite karaoke song, I guess I don't know that I have one, because I really haven't gone to a karaoke bar in about 10 years. That said, I ballroom dance, and so I hear a lot of music, but I don't know that I would sing any of them. So
we appreciate your openness to letting us know about your born dancing. Hi, Miss Chandra. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us your favorite karaoke line?
Back at it. Hi guys, my name is Chandra. My favorite karaoke song, I thought of that song by, I think it was Marvin Gaye. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no mountain low.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, I love that song. So I think that would be a fun song to sing along to. Is there anything else I needed to answer?
Oh, that's good. We appreciate that. Thank you for singing. You're mountain high enough. Rachel, you're next. Can you please introduce yourself, where you are, and your favorite karaoke line?
Hi, everyone. So I'm Rachel Thomas. I'm the secretary for HLO. I am from Indiana, and I'd have to say I don't really sing karaoke because I'm a terrible singer. But if I had to choose one to sing, I'd probably do Purple Rain by Prince.
Oh, another good one.
That's a good song.
That is a good one. Thank you. And I'm sure your voice is amazing. Hi, Krim. Cassandra, can you go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know your favorite karaoke song?
Hi everyone, so my name is Cassandra and I'm from Miami, Florida. And actually I've never been to a karaoke bar. So I don't know what that's like.
What line would you sing if you were singing your favorite song?
One that comes to mind is probably Uptown Funk.
Okay. Thank you. Very peppy. Kind of. All right. Thank you for sharing. And Marley, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Marley. I'm from Arizona. My favorite karaoke song is Sweet Home Alabama. Thank you.
That's a nice classic. Thank you everyone for opening up and just sharing, because playfulness is so important, and just reminding ourselves the importance of being playful. So today the objective is to focus on what it feels like to rediscover, and embrace our inner child within us amidst, COVID or just the busyness of life. So we're going to explore exploration, boundary, our barriers, benefits, and kind of make a plan for a way forward. So this is open forum. I would just like everyone to kind of just participate whenever you're willing to speak. But what does playfulness mean to you?
So playfulness to me means having childlike enthusiasm, just being able to live in the present and express yourself and not worry about others and what the future holds or whatever the past held. So.
Okay. And how has using these attributes benefited you during times of stress?
Well, so I have a neuromuscular disability. So, you know, the past is full of complication. And well, I mean, the future could be full of complication, but if I live in the moment and just focus on today, that and be more present and explore things with childlike enthusiasm, it kind of helps me forget the past and move on to a better life.
So having the ability to see things through childlike focus, sometimes in the present moment, is allowing you to express yourself and live in joy rather than focus on things of the past.
Definitely, yeah.
Anyone else who'd like to share what it means for them, what playfulness means to them?
Well, in regards to like where I work, I actually work as a seasonal zookeeper right now, and that can be both fun and it can be like pretty serious. So I find that like playfulness, at least for there, is like when I find that like my coworkers and I tease each other a lot, and like we'll go and like when we have time, we'll go and like snuggle with the baby ghosts. I feel like that's a nice equilibrium of playfulness, but also being serious when we need to be and getting stuff done.
Okay, so being playful has allowed you guys to bond and connect as a team and express yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, how has that benefited you as far as work efficiency?
I feel like being able to have some playful time helps to move things. Like I find that after I've been able to take a break and like been able to like converse with my coworkers, it helps me to move faster instead of like if I'm working consistently, like I can I usually end up slowing down, dragging a bit. But if I have the time to like go and snuggle baby goats or play with some of the animals or just talk with my coworkers, then after that I feel like I'm revived and can work at a faster pace again.
Okay, so it boosts your efficiency. Thank you,
Yeah.
Tim and Rachel. So we've heard both Tim and Rachel bring up, you know, having that playfulness and that childlike wonder allows us to be open. And as Rachel pointed out, at work, it provided balance even when in the working environment. So let's ask someone else, what does it look like to be playful? Because for everyone, it's kind of different. So what does it look like to be playful for each and every one of you?
I'm sorry, I'm playing with my screen. Well, I guess I've got a good example. My dance instructor is you know the epitome of playfulness and living in the moment. So she doesn't worry about what's gone on in the past. She doesn't worry about what's going on in the future. She just is having fun every moment, you know, in dancing, through dance, I guess. But, you know, she dresses in costumes and she's engaged with everybody. And she is very warm and loving to everybody. So to me, that is childlike enthusiasm, just, you know, and not worrying about anything but the here and now.
Yeah, she has this infectious just warmth and joyfulness about her that actually overflows.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, it's important because the people we surround ourselves with, and even us ourselves, we also overflow to others. So even if our family, if we're more playful in life and we live in the moment, it will benefit those around us. Thank you, Tim. And then, so here, yeah, we were talking about just different benefits of prioritizing play. So, let's see, Marley, what were you, can you let me know or tell the group what you feel a benefit of playing is that we haven't actually tapped into thus far?
One benefit of play I think of is like, I guess what I'm seeing on this screen here, but what I think of though is like the health benefits, just like reducing our stress levels, as well as there's research showing that that we can generate like new brain cells while exercising. And so when I think of play, I like think of movement and exercise, dance, things like that. And so that helps brain health.
Yes,
Thank you.
so thank you. So positivity helps us to reframe our minds and thus rewire. Yes. So how have you applied this to your life, Marley?
So I'm a huge fan of prioritizing play. So I was really excited for this conversation because I really enjoy play. So I make sure to color every day, or if I don't feel like coloring, painting or some sort of creative activity, I make sure to schedule at least 30 minutes of a creative activity every day, and that allows me to play.
Oh, so you actually prioritize self-care towards making sure you maintain a balance of playfulness.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so how do you think that's affected your mood?
Well, so I've been doing this practice now for, oh goodness, like 2 years now. And it definitely has affected like my overall mood, of course, as well as how I interact with others. Like when I'm in a good mood, you know, it makes other people in a good mood.
Thank you. Does anyone else have an example of how they prioritize or prioritize play and how it's benefited them?
I do.
Yes, would you like to share?
Yeah, so I don't know if you would call this play, but everyone has their own sense of playfulness. I have a few actually, because I consider myself to kind of be carry that childlike energy. So one of the things I love to do is just go outside and just sit or read or write or listen to music or just flip in the grass or something, just to get not only that vitamin D going, or is it vitamin? No. Oh my gosh, don't come for me, okay? I don't have all my vitamins right at this moment. Is it vitamin C? It's vitamin C. Vitamin C. Anyway, yeah. Get the sun, you know, overall, just being outdoors, I feel like is such a priority regularly that I practice regularly as part of my playfulness. So
Yes, so you get the glow of being outside. You get that in that inner glow, but you also get that physical response from being outside and enjoying nature while being playful.
yeah, exactly.
There others, how has that impacted others around you when you're playful? How does that impact those around you?
I think it lightens the room, um, because there is a strong sense of seriousness at to certain occasions. So just to have not just myself, but maybe someone else as well, I feel like, you know, their energy when they're very lighthearted and kind of free flowing in a bit and like playful, you just kind of loosen up a little bit more.
Yes, thank you. Being able to feel free. And like you and Marty noted earlier, and even Rachel, like that response that we get from other people, it kind of overflows and it benefits everyone to help everyone's play kind of increase rather than decrease. Thank you. But yes, as you noted on the side, it does reduce our stress. We put less cortisol into our system, which is benefiting us because, we'll have less adipose storage within the body. And just research shows that play is beneficial and it's important. And as Marley noted, like the mind, that positive perspective is gained rather than the negative, which can spiral us when we are challenged in situations such as COVID. Okay. And obstacles, though. So life does bring obstacles. COVID, I feel, is a huge example. So anyone, would anyone like to express what you feel may be holding you back from being playful at times?
Okay, if nobody's going to talk, I'll add. I know that when I'm in overload with schoolwork, and there's a lot of things that I have deadlines to meet, that sometimes squeezes out the playful time.
Okay, so you're trying to balance the priorities of managing your schoolwork with life. So what are the ways that you help reprioritize that play?
Well, now that I'm a senior, the biggest thing I've learned is to make sure that I start my day before plan what I'm going to need to get done the next day. Some people like to plan a week ahead of time, and I do too, but to day, I might plan the things I need to do the next day and check it off as I go and get it done early in the day. And then hopefully you've gotten a lot of the work done that you might be able to squeeze an hour out where you can go take a walk with with a friend or hang out with somebody in your family, something like that, or go do something fun. That's why I'm enjoying summer right now, because I just finished one of my courses. I did an early summer course, and now that I've got these 3 weeks before we go back, I'm enjoying this downtime because I know I can get other things done that I've had to put aside. And I've even found that I've got to put playtime. So I've told my husband, we're going to go hiking this weekend. He's in school right now. And so I told him, when you get back, we got to go hiking. We just got to get away. So when I go hiking, I'll have to do, maybe I'll push him in the creek or something just to have fun. Do something crazy.
So you prioritize your life and being playful. You've made it a priority where you actually end up prioritizing everything else to make it more efficient, your day more efficient. And congratulations, I know you mentioned you're a senior and you're hitting those goals, but it actually reflects that prioritizing your work in your school and your play has led to you being more effective and efficient with your time.
Yep, that's what I've got to work on. Stick with it.
Thank you for sharing. I love that you noted you pushed him into the creek.
Yes, I'm going to do something really crazy. I don't know what yet. Either that or I'll let you know in the next meeting 2 weeks from now. I'll take a picture.
Yeah, so it happens. Life happens, and we have to be realistic about understanding that our schedules can get full. So we have to be attentive to understanding, okay, what is blocking me from, and what is this obstacle that's keeping me from enjoying playfulness? And how can I, implement it back into my day? So brainstorming, that's where this would come into play. So how can you commit to incorporating play into your work-life balance? For this, I kind of want everyone to just throw out, one, maybe two suggestions as a team. And we can kind of just come up with some ways. I know Red already mentioned throwing our husband in the creek. You throw a friend in the creek while you're hiking. But I would like everyone to just throw out one or two ways that we could just throw play into our weekly life, like an experiment. We could start with you, Tim, and just go around. Everyone just kind of throw one out there.
So I'd say strategize intervals. In other words, you're working your life is happening, but you just need to incorporate play throughout the day, and figure out when to insert that into the day, when you can do that.
Okay, so many play breaks throughout the day.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Tim. So who's next? Who else would like to throw one out?
So I know sometimes, like with work, we are understaffed and that can get really stressful. And then I'm like, end up getting in a bad mood because I feel like I have to do like 2 people's amount of work instead of just 1. So I feel like it's also still being able to like crack jokes with my coworkers, kind of like I mentioned earlier, making sure to kind of like stay in a good mood. That'll help to incorporate the play while still like being working at a good pace.
Okay, so throwing jokes out and then keeping the mood light throughout the day and throughout the week.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rachel. Who else?
I'd have to say, Tim, you have all the good answers. I was gonna say that.
You were. There you go.
But I would say, you know, for those who don't have the time to play throughout the day, maybe scheduling one day out of the week where they can meet with a friend, or they can go to like an arcade room, or they can go, you know, have like something with their children if they have kids, or make some like a sweet during the week that you want to have just to enjoy, you know, the fruits of life. And I feel like that would be another way to incorporate it.
Okay, so making sure you have something to look forward to. Like Red said, she does something on the weekend, just having a day to look forward to and planning, being strategic and planning it out. Thank you, Chandra. What about you, Marley?
I'll piggyback off of everyone's ideas here. I think for me, it's important to incorporate those little play breaks, and I need to do that more often. Even though we're in summer, I have like Zoom meetings all the time, so I think taking the time between meetings to exercise my mind in a different way, or like move my body in ways for like short little periods. I need to work on.
Okay, so having many mind and body movement breaks. Would you be willing to give an example?
Yeah, something I'm working on actually this week is stretching more between my meetings actually. So like earlier, I have my yoga mat out like by my desk, and so between meetings, I am stretching on my mat. I'm not like doing a class, I'm just kind of like stretching and listening to my body, which is good for me instead of like, sometimes I need to work more on like listening to my body rather than like classes, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So for you, playfulness also incorporates being calm and finding that centeredness and that synergistic energy.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Cassandra, we would love to hear from you. Oh, it says they're connecting to our audio. Cassandra, are you present?
I think we've run into this before. I think she's kind of, her signal is kind of drifting in and out.
Okay, well, she's here with us in spirit. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. And
I want to say something, Lashana, because it kind of brought to me, you know, like every year when it starts, we all kind of have these very big goals, and it almost made me think about like how I always wanted to do calligraphy and also get back to my guitar, and I felt that if I put that, like, you know, I guess the guitar right here and then just schedule that calligraphy time throughout a day, it's something that could potentially happen. So sounds like there's a lot of ideas in here related to just that mental stimulation, the relaxing part, but then also the physical stimulation So for me, and also the connectedness too, like connecting to people. So I think these are great insights, but it made me think about like my bigger goals at the beginning of the year, those that I continue to carry on year after year after year. So if I were to almost modify them and make them a little bit more tangible as it relates to mini activities for playfulness, they might be more tangible for me.
Okay, so you're seeing now that just maybe like Tim mentioned, having mini breaks for your guitar or calligraphy throughout the day or the week, or scheduling that day on the weekend for self-care or playfulness will help get you to your goal. Yes, thank you for sharing. Everyone, I appreciate the feedback because it's true, we get all these great ideas when we kind of look together. And so I came up with some more for us to kind of consider. Karaoke, of course, charades, and these are things we can do virtually. So like virtual dance party. I know Tim mentioned, you know, having that mini break, maybe just taking 5 minutes and dancing in the corner, just to let it out, hitting your yoga mat, board games, video games. So, and then bakes challenge. I actually asked people at work, and they said bake challenge. It's all about, at the end of the day, what puts a smile on your face and what works for you. So way forward, how about, okay, we can come up with greater brainstorming ideas, but let's be playful and for an experiment. Would everyone be willing to just take 5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes to write down a realistic goal of how you will incorporate, based on the options that were thrown out today, incorporate that playfulness balance into your week. And then we'll kind of come back and discuss. So we have, it's 39 after, so we'll come back at 42. Well, don't leave the room, but 42. When you're coming up with your goal, just be realistic with your schedule and your priorities and what puts a smile on your face. Okay. Who would love to share their goal first?
So the one that I wrote down is to, because I've kind of been trying to do this ever since I started doing online classes, but I haven't gotten into a good routine of it yet. But it's to incorporate like 5 to 10 minute breaks into every hour once classes are started back up. Because I find that once I get into the classwork, I'll keep going for hours and won't take a break. And then I'll be like stressed and done for pretty much before even like half the day is over. So I figure if I incorporate like 5 to 10 minute breaks into every hour to either like read, like watch a YouTube video or something, that'll help me to keep being productive throughout the day while also incorporating playfulness.
Okay, so you want to incorporate a short break of video or reading to make the monotony of schoolwork to ensure you don't overwhelm yourself?
Yes.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you would actually execute that goal?
I feel like now that I've gotten into it, I realize like how much work the online classes are. I feel like I'm more likely to do it now than I was at the beginning, since I've personally experienced how stressful it is and how tired I can get from not taking breaks. So I figure now, like once this next semester starts up, it's highly likely that I'll actually do that.
Okay, so you've learned that from the past and your experience, you understood that without that break, it drains you and you're less effective in the long term. So you're more inclined to do this now.
Yes.
Awesome. It's great to hear that you understand that this is going to benefit you. Thank you for sharing. Who's next? Who else would like to share?
All right, so for me, I tend to live alone a lot of the time. I have my daughter half the time. So being playful on my own is a challenge. But when this COVID thing is not happening, I like to go out and interact with people and just act playfully with my interactions. That kind of breaks up the monotony of work, just the life that I've been living. So.
Okay, so you desire to have that connection, but you do know that COVID has put a damper on that. How can you still be playful and connect with others during this time of virtual connection?
Well, I can do it through a Zoom a lot, but you know it's I have a problem wanting to sit sedentary for long periods of time, and because I'm studying sedentary for long periods of time, I don't want to do any more than I have to. So that's kind of why I like to get out and interact with people at the gym or the dance studio or wherever.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you would prefer to do movement because you're sedentary a lot. So
Yeah.
you mentioned your dancing. Are you able to actually enjoy that in this time?
So yes, it is open. It's open with a modified, class load. So they only, have like 5 people in a class, and everybody wears a mask. But it's something. It's better than total isolation. So.
Yeah. So you do have the option to connect with others, even though it's in a different time frame. So
Yeah.
knowing that you like to dance, is there a way you can incorporate that as in your schedule so it's not dependent on when you can go to see others?
Well, so I do some of that at home. I probably should start to do more of that at home. I kind of like the stability of another person there. So I go to the dance studio probably 3 or 4 times a week. So I try to get out and have that stability and interaction as much as possible. So, but I should do more on my own in downtimes.
Okay, so you noted that you should do more dancing in your downtimes, but what would you say is the biggest obstacle to you being more playful again?
The TV, sitting there watching a movie, that's pretty tempting for me because I got nothing to do. So I like to turn my brain off and watch TV sometimes. So, that's probably the biggest obstacle.
Okay. So what would be the best approach for you to overcome that obstacle?
Ask that again, please.
What would be the best way for you to overcome such a challenge?
Well, I think the best way for me to overcome is to not get started being sedentary. It's kind of hard once I do plop down to like get motivated and get back up. So to keep my heart rate up and keep going is probably the best way to overcome it, I think.
Okay, so you mentioned you love dancing and you like to go to the studio because you like to have that connection with other people, but you do know that it's a desire of yours to be more active at home, but you understand that the TV is a temptation.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, would you be willing to come up with a goal for how you can navigate that temptation while ensuring you're doing something playful you enjoy as well?
All right, well, so to make it a SMART goal, I guess I'll dance independently for 15 minutes before watching TV. Well, on the down nights when I don't have dance, so I guess 3 nights a week.
Okay, so you'd be willing to dance 3 nights a week on days you don't go out to dance 15 minutes before watching TV to have that balance of sanitary versus active movement. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you can execute on that?
Well, I'll say it 8 because I know I need to do it. So I'll make it happen.
Okay, thank you. So thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Tim. Let's see. Red, are you ready to share? Would you be willing to share your goal?
I think it's planning to get whatever I need done that's really important for the week and planning to get that done on a slated schedule, and then to keep the weekend open or a specific time where I especially would like to enjoy my time with my husband, is to make a date time to get away and make that, keep your mind off of everything else because you've already done what you had to get done, and just go take off and do something fun, whether it's hiking in your neighborhood or just we're actually this weekend I'm making a time where my husband and I are going to go drive somewhere. We're going to take pictures of my Great Dane with the Jeep because he's in the running for a competition. So we're going to just take pictures and go hike, and I'm going to push my husband into a creek if there is one, or just splash water, just have fun. We're just going to go and I'm going to pack a lunch. And we're just going to go, and I'll take a cooling jacket for my dog so that we don't have to go back into the city.
Okay, so that strength of you understanding the balance is reflected again, as you mentioned before, and it's showing here. You understand that if I prioritize now and execute now, you're persistent and you're stay focused enough to get it accomplished, and you set aside and plan that time for you to embrace life with your husband and your Great Dane. Great Dane, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like you're very structured. Will you feel that you can continue to maintain this structure going forward?
That's my plan, but when school starts, it all changes. I get so focused into classes that I don't do this. So I'm going to try and make a point where at least once a week I can take a break away. I try to. So I'm going to work on doing that for fall to keep my sanity.
Okay, so you understand that school can be a challenge because you want to excel in both areas of life.
Yes.
Okay, so what would be a way that you can ensure that it remains a priority on your schedule?
I'm using a scheduler or planner. I've actually got like 3 in my house, so wherever I walk to, it's right there. So it's a reminder for me that on this day I'm going to get this done, so that I can have this day to do the fun things. Not that school's not fun, it is, but it's obviously you're focused to really do a good job. So that's what I'm going to work on. So my schedules will be there, and my husband is already a walking, playful, loaded cannon that goes off with all kinds of crazy things. And so he actually helps me. So he's my support. I will definitely say that he's my support. My dog is a good support because he walks over to me and expects me to hug him. So that will kind of be a couple support things during this time when things get stressful, and it breaks me away to say, hey, you got to take a calming time to go walk around the desert or whatever. So I live in Arizona, so those are my support. And so when I see it on my schedule, I'm going to stick to it.
Okay, so you understand that if it's present on your schedule, you stick to it, but you also have the added benefit of 2 support avenues to keep you, keep the importance of playfulness on the top of your mind.
Exactly. And I'm going to give you an example. I had a lady pull right out in front of me. I mean, like she purposely did it. And obviously the first thing that comes in, and I'm talking to my husband on the phone and I'm driving, and he says to me, just calm down. It's no big deal. It happens all the time. And I said, I get it. And I wanted, of course, what comes to mind, you want to say a slur of language that you don't want to say. But the whole thing is you want to not crash your vehicle into somebody else and ruin your whole day. So I will immediately put a thought into my head saying, wow, maybe she was in a hurry and had to get somewhere quickly. She's in an emergency situation. And so I do the same thing back to my husband. If he gets upset about something, I'll say, you know what? Remind yourself that that person may not be in your shoes or in a different set of shoes. So we kind of calm each other down when things like that happen. Does that make sense?
Yes. So you keep each other focused on your own values, your own values and what you believe is important, by keeping each other counterbalanced when one may be unable to see the compass of north. That's amazing. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I'm spacing. It's like almost midnight. So, Sandra, would you like to share? Do we still have Sandra? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Chandra,
fine.
right?
Yeah, it's Chandra.
Right.
It's okay. I thought there was someone else, but no, it's me. Okay, no problem. So I would say planning would be a huge part for me to schedule balance, because I do have playtime to a sense that's extensive. So maybe having more that will allow me to schedule out my playtime, because I am still in the growing process. I believe we all are at this point, maybe, of getting that certification. So that's definitely a huge part. And then considering COVID and the quarantine and all of these interruptions that kind of came about, it just shook a lot of the scheduling and the delegations of, okay, I'm going to do this and do that. I need to do this, and then I'll play, or I'll have my playtime in between, or however. So I think scheduling would be a huge component to, be more diligent.
Okay, so you understand that if you schedule and prioritize, as Red mentioned, that it will help benefit you. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to actually schedule it out for the week?
A 10. I think it's more so of doing it. I can schedule it, but it's doing it. So the doing part, the action part, I think I would give that at least a 7 out of 10.
Okay, so what is the obstacle keeping you from actually taking action?
Just being inside all the time. I think that's a huge reason for why it can be difficult to get some things done. Not that I really have much to do. I should try to keep myself busy and productive in some way, like working out or reading. I read pretty much every day. Stretching, meditating, cooking meals, actual meals versus going out to buy meals, spending more money. So it's like just keeping those things in mind, I think. But I think just being indoors is part of the obstacle for, you know, productivity.
Okay, so that challenge of being indoors rather being able to explore outdoors and the outdoor space has become a challenge. So what is a way that you can actually, um, motivate yourself, even though you're indoors, to maintain your goal of playfulness and maintain that drive?
I guess forcing myself to go outdoors, meaning I may not have to go to like a different location, but I can go like for a walk, or I could bring a family member with me and go for a walk, or I could do something along those lines, like early in the morning, go for a hiking trip or something, and then make my way back and actually, get my mind right to do the things I need to do and take those breaks. It's much easier said than done, I feel. Once that moment comes and you're like, okay, here we go, gotta do it. It feels more like a chore versus it being something that comes naturally, as if like, as if the quarantine didn't hit,
Mhm.
So like
So
if it
you
was,
feel
if it was on a normal, things would be a bit more natural.
okay, so you feel like it's more of a chore rather than a joy. How can you express yourself through playfulness in ways that bring you joy?
Mm.
Try ballroom dancing.
Well, they all do. It's not that they don't bring joy. It's just the overindulgence.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that was it.
so there still seems to be something that feels like it's more of a chore rather than full expression. Like you're doing it just because you have to, or you feel like you're overindulging. How can you adjust your mindset to bring it into a form where it's more of just something that's just natural despite being indoors during COVID?
How can I make it more natural? Again, I think just having someone tag along.
Okay, connection.
Yeah, yep, connection.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely is it that you would actually find someone to connect with to
Quite
throughout
often, honestly. I do. Um, yeah, I just don't ask. I guess that's just something I should do. We
when
all
you
have
feel
our own plans and schedules as well, so they tend to be what is the word I'm looking for? Like they have something going on, I have something going on, or I want to do something and they don't have the time to do it, or they're busy doing something. Then it just yeah. What's the word? Yeah. So, but I mean, again, I think just having a plan written down and doing it and just doing that consistently, I think it'll be helpful to just go